Today we're fixing the ultimate comfort soup. Hi, I'm Melissa Diane, and you are just gonna love this recipe, so let's get cooking. Here are the ingredients that we're gonna be using today for our ultimate comfort soup. And all of the measurements and all the ingredients are gonna be listed in the description section below the video. So we're gonna be starting with some sausage. You're also going to want to use some black-eyed peas. You can use frozen, fresh, or I just have a bag of black-eyed peas. We're going to be using some chicken broth. We're going to have an onion. We're going to have some chopped celery. You're going to want some chives that are also chopped. Then we've got some garlic cloves. And then we're going to have a can here of Rotel Tomatoes. I'm using mild. And then for your spices, you're going to be using some thyme. You're going to have some Himalayan salt. And then I like to put in here some Cajun seasoning and then a little bit of some coarse ground black pepper. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to cook up our sausage. So I've just turned it on, we're heating up. And you can use all different types of sausage. Sometimes when I do this, I like to make a real spicy sausage. This is a mild one. Actually, I think this may be red stag. Sausage. I think this is something that that Jay got on one of his hunts. But we're just going to go ahead and heat this up, get it going. And then I've sliced it, but once you've done that, when you get it all cooked, you may want to go in and make them a little bit smaller. You can cut them up a little bit smaller. So I'm going to heat this up. I'm going to cook on this for a few minutes and then I'll be right back. Our sausage is doing really well. And what I'm going to go ahead and do now, while it's finishing up, is we're going to put our onions in here. So we've got our chopped onions. I think this came to really about one medium. I think it's really just one medium onion. Put it in here. And give it a lot of good flavor to our soup. And then, once we get this all mixed in, we're going to go ahead and put in our celery. I'm just going to fold it over. Usually when I'm putting in onions or celery, I'll cook it till they get really soft. You don't really have to worry about that because we're going to put all this in the soup and it can finish cooking while we're doing that. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put in some garlic. So I'm going to take a few of my cloves here. I'm just going to squeeze them. I like to put in a lot of garlic. And so I'm going to put in about 5 of these. We're doing really good. I'm going to go ahead now and turn this off. And I'm going to transfer all of this over into our pot that we're going to be using for our soup. Okay, here we go. Looks wonderful. We're going to go ahead and get this turned on. And now we're going to add in our broth. For our broth, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put in about 4 cups of broth. So that's what we're going to start with. We're going to start with the 4 cups. And as you're going along, really it depends on your sausage, how big it is and everything. You may end up wanting to put in a little more broth, but we'll start with this. Okay. And now we're going to start putting in our black-eyed peas and all of our seasoning. Now we're going to go ahead, we're going to get our black-eyed peas put in here. And this is already starting to smell good. Yummy. Here we go. And I can tell that I am going to need to put in some more broth. I'll switch out my spoons. Here we go. Now we're going to put in our can of Rotel tomatoes. This is going to give it that little extra kick that you want. And we're going to go ahead now and add in that little extra broth, because you want to have it covered completely. And we're probably using about another half of one of these. So it's about, so far I think we've done about 6 cups. And now we're going to put in our seasonings. And I just do this kind of to taste, and just from experience and what I've done before. I'll put in some a good estimate though of the measurements in the description for you. We're going to start with the Cajun seasoning, and I just love this, and I'll put a link for this actually also in the description. So I'm just going to cover all across the top. If you really wanted to give this a lot of kick, you could probably, if you like jalapenos, you could put a few little sliced jalapenos. Now that would be really good in here. So we're wanting to have a little bit of flavor. We're wanting to have some spice, but we're not wanting to have it super, super spicy, because we're going to be taking this with us on a trip to some friends, and then we'll all probably just be spicing it up ourselves. We're going to put a little bit of pepper in here. This is coarse ground black pepper. Again, just a little bit across the top. Now with the salt, I like to use this Himalayan salt. I started this, I think my daughter Heather is the one who told me about this one time. And I've been using this and just really, really like it. So I'm not putting a lot. It may look like I am, but I'm not. There's just a little bit coming out. Just a little bit to taste. And then we're gonna also, before we mix it up, put just a little bit of thyme in here. And if you have fresh herbs like out in your garden, definitely go and get those. Right now when I'm fixing this, it's in the middle of the winter, and I don't have a lot of those. But if you have them, go out and get those out of your garden, because it does make a difference. And then the only thing left to put in here is your chives. And I'm going to go ahead and get those, and we're going to put those in. Those are always so pretty. And also what you might want to do is take a few of your chives, chop them up, and have them ready to go. So that way when you serve up your soup and you put it in your bowl, you can put some fresh ones right on top, and it looks so pretty. And I will tell you this, as we're stirring this, something that would be really, really good with this would be the cornbread. I have this awesome southern cornbread dressing, cornbread recipe, and I will link that also, but just go check out the channel and look for that cornbread recipe, because that would go fantastic with this. Okay, so let's let that cook for a few minutes, and we'll be right back. While this is cooking, let me tell you about this pot. I absolutely love it. My daughter got me this pot. It's from a place that is called Our Place. And this is just fantastic. And I'm going to put a link for this in the description. But this pot does so many things. And one of the things I really like about it is right over here, there's this little spout so you can pour. It's just wonderful. This is looking so wonderful, and it smells really good. I wish you were here. I'm going to go ahead now, and I'm going to go ahead and just serve us up a little bit, and then we're going to taste this. So I'm going to take a quick bite, and I'm going to let you know how this tastes. Here we go. This has turned out so good. Be sure and check out that next video that's popping up, and I'll see you over there in a few minutes. Bye-bye.